What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Freedom Fire podcast, where we want to stoke the flames of freedom every single day. My name is Kendall Bowman. I got a loaded show for you guys today, but before I get into that, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, and share the show with your friends. Follow me on all the socials down in the description, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. All right, guys, we got this story here from Timcast. Silicon Valley Bank placed under U.S. government control following collapse. Shares of the bank dropped by 60% on March 9th, prompting concern among its clients. The United States federal government took control of Silicon Valley Bank, a financial institution used by half of the venture-backed technology and life science companies in America. This is the second largest bank failure since Washington Mutual in 2008. Silicon Valley Bank is the 16th largest bank in the nation, with roughly $209 billion in total assets and $175 billion in deposits as of December 2022. It was closed by the California Department of Financial Protection and Innovation on March 10th. All of the deposits made to SVB were transferred to a new bank, the Deposit Insurance National Bank of Santa Clara, created by the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, which says the bank's current deposit total was undetermined. The FDIC, as receiver, will retain all the assets from Silicon Valley Bank for later disposition. Loan customers should continue to make their payments as usual, FDIC said in a statement. Deposits are only insured up to $250,000. The FDIC says those with uninsured deposits will receive an advance dividend by March 13th. Normal banking hours and online services are also set to resume on March 13th. The FDIC noted the last bank it insured that closed was the Almena State Bank in Almena, Kansas on October 23rd, 2020. Based in Santa Clara, California, the SVB had 17 branches in California and Massachusetts. The bank was founded on October 17, 1983. The institution gained popularity in the tech industry as it was willing to work with startups despite their inherent risk. On March 9th, shares of SVB dipped by 60%. Shares continued to fall the following morning until sales were ultimately halted. There are recent developments that concern a few banks that I'm monitoring very carefully, and when banks experience financial loss, it is and should be a matter of concern, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told members of the House of Representatives on Friday per NBC News. According to Bloomberg News, the San Francisco-based venture capital fund, which was founded by Peter Thiel, had advised companies to pull their money from the SVB on March 9th. The founders' fund cited concerns about the bank's financial stability. On the same day, Chief Executive Officer of SVB, Greg Becker, asked its clients to calm down on a conference call. The bank was in a liquidity crisis, which had been scrambling to shore up its finances, reports Market Watch. On Wednesday, Silicon Valley Bank said it had taken strategic actions to strengthen its financial position, which included a $21 billion sale of its securities portfolio at a loss of $1.8 billion. SVB's failure has shocked the technology sector, with some analysts predicting additional financial turbulence in the near future. All right, guys. So what happened here? So this is a classic case of a financial institution putting all of its eggs in one basket, okay? Took all the eggs, put it in one basket, and of course, when the interest rates skyrocketed, specifically the basket that they put all those eggs in was the bond market, okay? Well, when interest rates went up, the bank was no longer receiving as much money as they needed to be able to give the money back to the people that had deposited it. Okay? Well, all of those people started coming back, asking for their money back, and the bank didn't have it. So, overnight, boom, stock drops by 60%. And at that point, you're pretty much going under. So here's the issue, guys. You got people in the federal government, of course, just like 2008, who want to freaking bail this idiot out. Greg Becker, you're an idiot. You screwed up. You built up the 16th largest bank in the world, in the United States. Then you made a poor choice and you killed it. You're just stupid. You should have diversified. But You got people in the federal government who want to bail these people out. And I get it. Their main argument is, oh, we need to protect the people who were depositing their money here. It's not their fault that the bank went under. The workers at all these companies, they got to be able to pay their bills. Yeah, so go help them. Don't help SVB. He freaking screwed this up. He deserves to go under. His business plan didn't work. Listen, guys, we cannot continue to bail out these companies every time they screw something up, every time they fail. When a bank fails, it's supposed to go under. Welcome to capitalism. Welcome to the real world. Maybe this will be a lesson to these massive companies that, hey, maybe you shouldn't screw around with people's money. Maybe you shouldn't do terrible business deals that you know are going to be very risky and are probably going to fail. So, of course, you got people like Andrew Yang and Eric Swalwell, Mr. Fung Fung himself, who want to bail these people out. But when it comes to this whole bailout situation, I never thought that I would say this, but thank God for Janet Yellen. That's right, guys. From Reuters, working to address SVB collapse, but not looking at bailout, says Yellen. U.S. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen on Sunday said she was working closely with banking regulators to respond to the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank and protect depositors, but a major bailout was not being considered. Yellen told the CBS News Face the Nation show that she had been working with regulators to design appropriate policies to address the situation, the largest bank collapse since 2008 financial crisis, but declined to give further details. Let me be clear that during the financial crisis, there were investors and owners of systemic large banks that were bailed out. And the reforms that have been put in place means we are not going to do that again, Yellen told CBS. So, from what Yellen is saying, the policies that have been put in place right now should have prevented this. I like that people were saying that, oh, Trump rolled back regulations. Well, you have Janet Yellen right here saying that the policies that we still have today are more than enough to have prevented this. But guess what? You have massive interest rates going up. You have and that's happening because, of course, you have Bidenflation. Gotta love that. So where does this stem from? Ultimately, you have Biden, who, as soon as he got into office, basically just tried to destroy our freaking economy. Just destroyed our oil and natural gas production. And that caused massive amounts of inflation because now everything is more expensive to get it to where it needs to go. Trains use diesel. These massive trucks that haul all of our products across the entire country, they use diesel. Guys, in order for us to be able to get products to where they need to go and them still be cheap when they get there, gas has got to be cheap. Oil's got to be cheap. We got to be able to have these things cheaply. And Biden's policies screwed that up, of course, once again. And that caused massive amounts of inflation in the prices of everyday goods, gas, of course, and then you've got freaking eggs were $6, and then you got all kinds of other products that are just massively expensive right now. The average grocery bill in America has gone up by $200 since Biden got into office. Absolutely insane. So, of course, you got massive inflation, and so the Fed decided to raise interest rates to try to curtail this. Well, if you had a bunch of assets in the bond market, well, when those interest rates went up, you're not able to get the money back that you need from that investment. And so when people come calling when these depositors at this bank came calling for their money, the bank didn't have it. And so the bank goes under. So ultimately, this is not Trump's fault. This is Biden's fault. Biden's terrible economy Massive inflation is what caused the interest rates to get heightened, which is what caused the SVB to not be able to get the money back that they needed to give the depositors their money back when they came calling. But of course, you got Democrats who will blame everything on Trump because they can never take responsibility for their failures. And then, of course, you got millionaires and billionaires who want to come and tell the working middle class folk who make $40,000 a year that we need to bail them out. We need to bail out the billionaires. Oh, you need to do what's right by the people of these companies. Now, listen, when it comes to SVB, SVB can take a hike. SVB can collapse. I do not care. You screwed up. You failed. Your business plan didn't work. Let it be a lesson to everybody else that if you do this, your business is going to fail. But, however, when it comes to the depositors, these other Silicon Valley businesses who had nothing to do with this, who were not at fault, now I get it. They should have been diversifying their funds among several different banks so that whenever one bank goes under, you're not completely screwed over your entire company and all of your workers. But I do believe that the businesses that were banking with SVB, I do believe that we should attempt to try to help them as much as possible, to try to keep those businesses going as well as we can, and to try to get the workers of these businesses to be able to keep payroll going, to be able to put food on their table, put gas in their car, and keep their lives going. But yeah. This is a crazy situation, guys. There's talk of this spreading to other banks. I don't know about that. There's two banks that have collapsed. There's SVB and another one, and they kind of seemed like very niche banks. Like SVB was working primarily with tech startups, and then I believe the other bank, I'm forgetting the name of it, but they were working primarily with crypto. Okay, so. Yeah, these banks that have collapsed recently are very niche banks. They work with very niche customers. And so I don't think that this is really any reason to panic. Most people that have money in the banks do not have $250,000 in the bank. Of course, these tech startups were a different story because they're, multi-million-dollar businesses. But, for us average everyday folk, we should be covered by FDIC insurance. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. I will have another story coming for you guys on Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section, share the show with your friends, follow me on all the socials down in the description, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified whenever we put out new videos. Once again, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.